Information for Pokemon Sun and Moon is growing as the release of the game fast approaches. Despite that, details on Mega Evolution have been pretty stagnant. In fact, at the time of this video, we haven't seen a single Mega Evolution in any of the trailers that are available. About a month ago, I made a video detailing 10 Pokemon that I would hope get Mega Evolutions in the upcoming games, and the support was downright tremendous. So many of you guys commented on the video stating the Pokemon that you wanted to get Mega Evolutions in the new generation, and so I decided to go ahead and pick 10 of those Pokemon and find cool fan art showcasing what they would look like if they did get Mega Evolutions. Without further ado, let's go ahead and jump straight into number 10. Our first pick of the day, number 10, goes to a very popular Kanto pick, Ninetales. This fire-type Pokemon is based on the Japanese mythological Kyuubi creature, more popularly known as the nine-tailed fox. A lot of Mega Evolution designs such as this one really showcase the kind of theme I'd hope Mega Ninetales would aim for, a more psychic-like presence. With the fire wisps on its tails, this artwork really reminds me of other Kyuubi designs much like the one in Yokai Watch. With the ability to shapeshift and manipulate fire, Kyuubi has a very mystical presence. I think this would be an awesome opportunity to give Mega Ninetales a fire psychic typing and allow it to utilize a same type attack bonus on Psyshock or Extrasensory, or even allow Ninetales to learn Psychic in the new games. Number 9 goes up to one of the most popular Sinnoh designs, Luxray. This fearsome electric type boasts a solid 120 attack and adds to its 79 defense with the awesome Intimidate ability. However, unlike most electric types and their high speed stat, Luxray only has a base speed of 70, making it slower than heavy hitters like Kangaskhan. No matter what Mega Luxray would take, I think a buff to that speed is an absolute must. This design looks amazing, and the artist chose to design it with an electric dark typing in mind. Boosting that crunch attack, I would love to see that happen, as dual typings typically give a Pokemon more versatility, both offensively and occasionally defensively. Another thing to note about this design is its starry-like appearance, which fits perfectly with the astral theme in Sun and Moon. Even more noteworthy, look at those diamond shapes on its fur. Those look oddly similar to the new diamond shape that we've seen on the new trainers, and the logo that some fans are hinting may be the key to the rumored Synchro Evolution. Next up actually goes to a legendary trio. In order to not inflate the list, I'll include all of these three for number 8, Moltres, Zapdos, and Articuno. I had initially wanted to include these guys in my original video, but ultimately decided not to. The designs that I found for these guys were absolutely stunning, so I had to include them this time around, especially since a few of you requested them. Zapdos has long been a very solid competitor, especially in the VGC doubles format, so Zapdos isn't really in need of dire improvement, but Moltres and Articuno could definitely use some help. Getting Mega Evolutions, however, wouldn't really solve some of their most critical issues, one being that they're quad weak to rock, so I'm not really sure what would be the best way to handle them. That's where I'll leave it up to you guys and ask, what do you guys think their abilities and stat boosts should be? Be sure to type your answer in the comment section down below. Moving on to number 7, Mega Magnezone was one of the Pokemon I found in the comments, so I figured I'd look up some fan art. I'm not a huge fan of Magnezone, as I prefer the designs of Magnemite and Magneton a little bit better, but after seeing this concept of a Mega Evo, well, I became a Magnezone fan. This design has a lot of cool colors that make it almost feel like a futuristic Pokemon, and that's something we really haven't seen before. This design also looks like it'd see a boost in its defense and attacking stats, making it an excellent wall/tank. Only problem is, it'd probably still have that quad ground weakness, so maybe Levitate could be a possibility, but at the extent of some other pretty strong abilities, so it's hard to say if that'd be a wise choice or not. Either way, I absolutely love this design. Oh man, this next one was easily the most requested one, and borderline upset some people that I didn't pick it. Flygon is a Pokemon that desperately deserves a Mega after so many of its Dragon companions have already seen some, such as Garchomp, Altaria, and Salamence. I definitely agree that it should get a Mega Evolution. In fact, I was incredibly surprised that it did not in Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire. Nonetheless, I didn't include it in my own list since I had already seen it in so many others. Either way, number 6 goes to the ground Dragon type who screams, "Buff me, please." It is true, Flygon has other Pokemon that simply do its job better, so seeing a faster, stronger Mega Flygon would help it out a ton. While it has a Levitate ability presumably to cover up for its wings but no flying type, this mock-up design does show a grounded Mega Flygon, so maybe they could scrap the Levitate and give it an ability that would be better utilized for its offensive potential. Already halfway through the list, number 5 goes to Eelektross. This Unova eel could use a little bit of buffing, and a Mega Evolution would be the perfect opportunity. This design in particular is really interesting because it includes a bunch of Tynamo around it, sort of like how Mantine has been seen with Remoraid hanging out underneath it in previous games. Eelektross gains a lot from the Levitate ability, so losing that would be a shame, but Game Freak could opt for a special unique ability much like Mega Kangaskhan's Parental Bond, which lets certain attacks hit twice, except in this case we'd see the Tynamo launch smaller attacks. Just, let's not make this ability quite as broken, huh Game Freak? Jokes aside, Eelektross was one of the Pokemon in the comments and definitely deserves to see a new Mega form. Flying in at number 4, there's another dragon type that I think would love to see get a new Mega form, and according to the comments, many of you think so too. Gen 1's Dragonite is an amazing Pokemon, especially after gaining the multi-skill ability. I don't think it necessarily needs a Mega form, but it would be cool to see, and I am a huge fan of this design. This Dragonite looks so mystical that I can't help but think it'd gain a Fairy or Psychic typing, but losing either Dragon or Flying wouldn't make a whole lot of sense either. And also, losing multi-skill would also likely result in Dragonite being weaker, so honestly, I highly doubt this Mega would end up actually happening or being very useful. But if anything, I want a Mega Dragonite just to see how they name its Mega Stone, the Dragonite Art. Number 3 goes to one of my favorite designs that I found while searching your guys' comments, Mega Frostlass. A lot of you guys mentioned that Glalie was given a Mega, so Frostlass deserves one as well, and I definitely agree. It would make sense too, just like how Mega Gardevoir appeared in X and Y, while Mega Gallade, its evolution counterpart, happened one game later. Frostlass, the ghost ice-type Pokemon from Hoenn, has an interesting design based around the mythological Yuki Onna, or rather a ghost woman who haunts snowy areas. With that creepy backstory in mind, this Mega Evolution art looks insane, and furthers that eerie design that Frostlass is based off of. If there's any fan art designs that I couldn't see Game Freak topping, it would be this one. The potential also seems very strong for it too. Higher attack and defenses with a unique ability, while keeping its ghost ice typing seems very likely. This design has me desperately hoping that if Sun and Moon introduce me new Megas, they won't fail to disappoint even if they aren't like these ones. With only 2 left, this Pokemon was one that I also contemplated putting in my original top 10 list. Much like what we discussed with Frostlass, Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire brought us one of the funniest looking Megas out there, Mega Slowbro. But what about Slowking? Mega Slowking was requested in the comments, and I definitely agree that seeing him would be awesome. This Mega design in particular is really sweet because it sort of approaches the comical, ridiculous design Mega Slowbro has with the giant shell, but it still maintains a more serious appearance. This Mega Slowking also looks like it'd gain even more bulk, possibly lose speed, and gain special attack, making it one of the most fearsome Trick Room setters and attackers out there. An auto Trick Room ability has been requested by fans for the longest time, and I hate to imagine how broken that could wind up being, but I do still have to wonder, if they make a unique ability, maybe auto setting 3 turns of Trick Room, that could be possibly a little bit more reasonable, and maybe this would be the opportunity to do that. And finally, at the top of the list, number 1 goes to a very popularly requested mythical legendary Jirachi. Being based on the Tanabata Festival, a Japanese tradition involving the stars, Pokemon Sun and Moon's astral theming seems like an ample opportunity to give Jirachi a new Mega form. In Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire, I remember being completely caught off guard when Diancie was revealed to have a new Mega form, and ever since then, I've wanted to see more Mythicals get forms. Not for the sake of being broken, I mean they typically aren't allowed in most battling formats anyways, but just because they already like their designs and the Mega forms only amplify them. Mega Jirachi has several cool concepts, but this Mega form totally caught my eye. Many fans used to always pitch the idea of a light type, and while I didn't think it would happen, when I picture a light type, this sort of design resonates incredibly well. A Pokemon with a very angelic appearance that feels almost astral or divine. I love this design, and I really hope we see some of the Mythicals like Jirachi gain new forms. And that concludes this episode of the top 10 Mega Evolutions that you hope make it in Pokemon Sun and Moon. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to smash that like button and subscribe if you haven't already. Not every Mega Evolution in the comments of the last Mega Evo video made it here, so if you still have a Mega Evolution that you want to see, post it here in the comment section and maybe I'll end up making another video showcasing some other amazing designs. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace out!